32 of the craziest stunts ever performed. Number 32, abs of steel. Tom Owen successfully sat a truck loaded with 20 kids on his stomach for several minutes without being crushed and killed. Number 31, flash bike. Cyclist Fred Rompelberg impressed us all when he rode a bicycle in the tailwind of a drag racer, maxing out at 167 miles per hour. Since the average person can only go about 10 miles per hour on a bicycle, this is amazingly fast. Number 30, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. In 2011, marathon swimmer Penny Palfrey swam unaided for 40 hours through 67 miles of shark and jellyfish-infested waters. During her travels, she got stung by jellyfish 3 times and thought at one point she kicked a shark. Number 29, crossing the seas. In 1952, Alain Bombard pulled a stunt that could have easily cost him his life. He left with his new wife and baby to sail almost 3,000 miles in nothing but a life raft. Besides the raft, he only had a homemade harpoon, a net, a sextant, oars, a single sail, and the books of Shakespeare to keep him company. He set sail from the Canary Islands in October of 1952 and reached his destination, Barbados, 65 days and 2,900 miles later. Number 28, without air. Italian climbing legend Reinhold Messner defied reports from the scientific community when he climbed Mount Everest without supplemental oxygen. Near the top of the enormous mountain, the air is 1/3 thinner than at sea level, making this feat simply astonishing. Number 27, the accidental record breaker. In 2008, free skier Fred Siversen accidentally launched himself off of a 351-foot cliff, surpassing the previous drop, which is only 255 feet. Number 26, rocket power. Using the same rocket technology as Evel Knievel did in his Snake River jump, Mad Mike Hughes soared record-breaking 1,374 feet across the Arizona desert in early 2014. Number 25, buried alive. David Blaine astounded us in 1999 when he chose to be buried under a 3-ton tank of water for 7 days. He ate nothing during that time, only drank 2 to 3 tablespoons of water each day. He did have a hand buzzer to communicate if there was an emergency, but he made it through the 7 days without a hitch. Number 24, jumping cars. Angelina Jolie enjoys doing her own stunts, many of which can be found in the movie Salt. The most iconic one from that movie occurs when she jumps off a bridge onto a truck, then jumps from the truck onto 2 more moving vehicles, then hijacks a motorcycle and splits the lanes between 2 rows of moving traffic. Number 23, base jumper. The record holder for completing the highest base jump ever goes to the Russian thrill seeker Valery Rozov. He jumped from Mount Everest's north face at 23,688 feet and wingsuit glided to a glacier over 4,000 feet below on May 5, 2013. He outjumped himself 3 years later when he jumped from the Himalayas at 25,250 feet. Number 22, the professional climber. Alex No Big Deal Honnold has shocked fans several times over when he climbed a sheer rock face without safety equipment not once, but twice. In June of 2012, he climbed over 7,000 feet of rock at Yosemite National Park. Not even a year later, he outdid himself when he climbed 3 consecutive rock faces at Zion National Park. Not a big deal or anything. Number 21, a stroll between 2 countries. In 2012, Nick Wallenda walked across a tightrope that was stretched between the United States and Canada across the Niagara Falls. Number 20, the free fall. The stuntman Dar Robinson threw himself out of a hotel window for the movie Sharky's Machine. The fall from the window to the ground was 220 feet, the highest free fall ever performed without the use of wires. Number 19, through the hoops of fire. Stuntman Steve Hudis broke a world record when he successfully flew through a giant fireball and jumped 15 motorcycles in a yellow school bus. Number 18, the thrill of the spin. Escape artist Rick Maisel almost died in this washing machine while trying to free himself from 6 pairs of handcuffs and 2 leg irons. He accomplished all that while being spun around and around in the washing machine. Number 17, mission accomplished. For the movie Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, Tom Cruise literally hung from a plane. He was attached to the plane with just a single harness and held on for dear life as the plane reached triple-digit speeds. Number 16, through the hole. Jeb Corliss is an American professional wingsuit flyer, and he took the world by storm when he successfully jumped 6,560 feet from a helicopter with nothing but his wingsuit. What is even more impressive than jumping from that height is that he did it to soar through what is called China's Tianmen Hole, which is a natural hole in the side of a mountain. Certainly not an easy task, but he was successful and landed safely on the other side. Number 15. A pair of shorts. Wim Hof is no stranger to holding records. He alone holds 18 world records, though he is most known for climbing Mount Everest in nothing but a pair of shorts. Yes, you've heard that right. This man climbed one of the coldest places known to man in a single pair of shorts. He didn't even have on shoes. The Dutch daredevil is able to withstand extreme cold and is seen as a master of tummo meditation. Number 14. The human spider. The French climber Alain Robert is no stranger to heights. He successfully climbed the Eiffel Tower, the Sears Tower, the Petronas Twin Towers, and the Taipei 101 building, and many others. He does all of this without any climbing equipment other than climbing shoes and chalk for his hands. Number 13. Without a parachute. Gary Connery was first to ever successfully skydive without a parachute. He jumped from the helicopter with nothing but a wingsuit and landed safely thousands of feet below, on top of a bunch of cardboard boxes. Number 12. A tight walk. In 1974, a French tightrope walker named Philippe Petit took our breath away by walking a tightrope that was strung out across the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center. Number 11. A way to ring in the new year. Motorcycle daredevil Robbie Madison rang in the new year by launching his motorcycle 120 feet through the air, landing it on the 96-foot high arch of the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. That is definitely one way to bring spice into the new year. Number 10. Professor Splash. Darren Taylor is known as Professor Splash due to his obsession with jumping into shallow pools from incredible heights. He once successfully jumped from a height of 3 stories into a pool of only 1 foot of water. Number 9. The Stuntman. Jackie Chan is famous for successfully completing extreme stunts in almost all of his movies, one of which can be seen in Police Story 4: First Strike. In the movie, he daringly snowboards off a mountain and onto a flying helicopter. If he had miscalculated the jump by even a few inches, he would have fallen to his death. Number 8. The jump his father never took. Robbie Knievel managed the feat that even his father couldn't. On May 20th, 1999, he successfully jumped the Grand Canyon. Number 7. A leap of faith. In 2012, Felix Baumgartner jumped out of a helium balloon 24 miles above the Earth. He free fell for over 4 minutes before he pulled the cord of his parachute and glided down to New Mexico. Number 6. Into the deep. In June of 2012, Herbert Nitzke broke records when he took the plunge into the depths below. The free diver from Austria dived off the Greek coast and reached a depth of 831 feet, which is a depth no one had ever come close to. He did need rescue oxygen as he returned to the surface, but the dive is nonetheless a success. Number 5. Meanwhile, in Russia, this bus operated by a skilled stuntman made this incredible jump at the Moscow International Festival of Stunts on May 25, 2002 in Moscow, Russia. Number 4. Swimming the Amazon. In 2007, Martin Strel battled the odds when he swam 300 miles off the Amazon River. The entire trip took him 66 days to complete, some days being more challenging than others. He remembers battling dengue fever, sunburn, extremely powerful currents, as well as being attacked by piranhas more than once. Number 3. One crazy stunt. Luke Aiken says that he's jumped from a plane with a parachute 18,000 times, but nothing could really prepare him to jump off a plane at 25,000 feet without one. It was definitely one crazy stunt, but he was indeed successful, landing in a giant safety net on the ground below. The entire feat was broadcasted on live TV. Number 2. Jet jumping. Using only a 120-foot ramp, stuntman Doug Dancer successfully cleared the 160-foot wingspan of this passenger jet. Number 1. Changing planes. Paul Steiner did the unthinkable in 2012 when he climbed out of one glider plane flying at 100 miles per hour and grabbed the tail wing of a second glider and flew with them tandem style. During the stunt, he had a parachute on his back, which he used to return to the ground safely.
More better!